Hi guys, welcome on back to Chefs of Anime. I'm Vince, and today we're going to prepare another fantastic dish by Final Fantasy. So today we're going to be looking at mashed potatoes. I don't even really know how to pronounce that. Mashed Popotoes. Mashed Popotoes? Anyway, mashed potatoes in Eorzea. And here in this wonderful book, we have a very interesting kind of way to make potatoes. Now, I'm not necessarily sure on why mashed potatoes, a very simple dish, is in a book like this until I started to read it. So let's take a second and go ahead and read a little bit from what our little Nazmu friend, Johan, has to say about the mashed popotoes. I had been cooped up in the kitchens and taverns for too long, so I decided to get out to Eastern Thanalan and put some of my gathering skills to use. I heard the region had lots of different kinds of popotoes and thought getting my fins dirty could give me some inspiration. Yes, but it was exhausting. By the time I got back, I didn't know what to do with all I gathered, so I just mashed them together and added some dairy to flavor it. Magria said it tasted nice, so it'll have to do. This dish isn't necessarily too complex. As I was reading the ingredient list, we have the potatoes, cloves, salt, butter, sour cream, which I've heard of putting in potatoes, but the one that really got me is cottage cheese. I never would have thought to put cottage cheese and sour cream in potatoes, so I guess we're just gonna see how it tastes. I do want to give a quick shout out to Walking Dog Records, who went ahead and provided all of our music that's DMCA and copyright free. So if you're interested on getting some music for your own content, go ahead and look in the section below. We'll put a link in there for you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and make this. Before we make our potatoes, let's go over the ingredient list. We have about 1 pound, 500 grams of russet potatoes, peeled and yet to be chopped. We have a lot of garlic, so 8 cloves to be exact. We have a teaspoon of salt, 6 tablespoons or 84 grams of butter, half a cup or 142 grams of sour cream, and then finally 5 ounces or 142 grams of cottage cheese. Plus, we're gonna have a salt and pepper mixture just for taste. Before we start incorporating all these ingredients, let's go ahead and chop up our potatoes. Easy. After you're done cutting your potatoes, you want to move on to the garlic. Now, the recipe book says nothing about mincing or dicing the garlic. I went ahead and looked up why somebody would not dice or mince garlic when boiling it with potatoes. And I found out that if you mince or dice and then put it in boiling water, all the flavor goes away. So what we're gonna do is we are going to lightly press and then start to unpeel it so that we're still able to get a nice piece of garlic right here. Now, once you have all your garlic, it's time to bring out the big old pot of water. Now we're ready to go ahead and start boiling our water for our potatoes. So let's go ahead and put the heat up. And I pre-measured the water before I put it into the pot here. You want to make sure that your water starts off cold. It will end up cooking your potatoes a bit more evenly. And so what we're going to do is just take this high pot and we're going to put it over high heat. We're going to combine the potatoes and garlic and then add enough water for that potatoes, which is already done here. So let's go ahead and put these potatoes into cold water. And then next, our garlic. Then we're going to bring the salt, which is that teaspoon. And essentially, we're just going to wait for this to go ahead and boil. And as soon as it boils, we're going to let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. After potatoes have boiled for about 15 to 20 minutes, you're going to go ahead and drain them and then put them on the side, like so. You can go ahead and just use the same pot if you'd like, because now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. We're going to make sure that we incorporate them all together. Go ahead and have your pot get a little bit warm. You want to make sure that the heat is about medium. Then what you're going to do is add the butter. And you're gonna go ahead and let that basically break down a bit, and just so we can get it all melted. And now could be a good time where you go ahead and put the sour cream. Give that a quick stir. And then finally, probably the weird part, the cottage cheese. I'm very interested to see what happens with all this cottage cheese. Just keep that warm for a minute or two. Make sure everything's incorporated. And then you can go ahead and put your potatoes in. For now, you can go ahead and just mix this all together. When everything is heated, you want to make sure you use potato masher. And so what you want to do is go ahead and mash this until smooth. And you're going to season with salt and pepper to taste. Well guys, here you have it. The mashed whatever. It's mashed potatoes, Eorzean style. And as I kind of take a look at this, I am really kind of still weirded out about the cottage cheese. The picture looks pretty spot on. I'm not even sure if you can kind of see it, but this is really good. I'm really excited about it. I just put some extra butter on top, and now it looks like a layer of butter and salt and pepper for taste. So we're gonna try it out. We'll see if this is any better compared to just regular mashed potatoes, but maybe the garlic infused potatoes were gonna make this kind of pop out. So we'll see. It's a lot. It's like dripping with butter sauce. I'm pretty sure that from now on, I'm gonna do it this way. You can really get the garlic. The butter is just completely drenched. Maybe if I kind of like stir it up a little bit more, I might get a little bit more, some different flavors in there. But I'm really surprised and actually impressed by the cottage cheese. It does bring me to another idea. In a previous video, we did the Sky Builders stew, and what you could do is probably take these potatoes, put them on top of the Sky Builder stew, put some cheese on top of it, bake it, and kind of make like an impromptu Eorzean shepherd's pie. So that's something that you can kind of do. We'll put a link at the bottom in the comments or description so that you can say, you know, if you want to try it out, maybe infuse them both, and then tell us what you think. Right now, I am probably gonna get full on potatoes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. If you liked what you saw, please make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to the red button. Go ahead and tip us with a like. Press the bell so you get notified for the next order. And please, if you have any suggestions on what we should make next for in this Final Fantasy book, or you have another anime or something that you want us to go ahead and cook from, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. And then once as always, my name is Vince. This is XIV Anime. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video.